according to local Korean media, has now said that it will be cancelling flights to Taiwan as a result of these drills and as they pick up over the next couple of days.
You're watching Sky News Today. Coming up after this short break, why there are growing calls for more to be done to help young people and prevent suicides.
The battle for number 10 is reaching fever pitch. Ballot papers are being delivered to grassroots Tories right across the country who'll decide who they want to be the next Prime Minister. Join me, Kate Burley, as Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak face questions from a live studio audience and from me. That's the battle for number 10, live on Sky News tonight at 8 p.m. on our app, online and on our social media channels.
Unfortunately, as you said, the situation at the moment is a crisis. We have as many as 2.6 million children at risk of starting their school day having had nothing to eat. And this has a huge impact on their ability to learn. We know that in Magic Breakfast, a hungry child is unable to concentrate, affects their behaviour. So what we do is we offer a healthy breakfast and expert support so that those children can have a breakfast without stigma at the start of the day, so that we can unlock their education and learning.
Like Emily says, there's a sort of a big link to attainment and how they're going into lessons. I think it's more than that. A child that hasn't had breakfast, that's coming in hungry, their behaviour will start to be affected. They'll be emotionally dysregulated, and they won't be ready to learn. They won't feel settled. So that's why our kind of breakfast clubs are so important at Duncan. They get great breakfast, actually. They can get porridge, cereal, scrambled eggs, pancakes. It's a really calm atmosphere. It's open from 7 o'clock in the morning. There's board games to play, craft, reading, and we also run sort of sports sessions twice a week just to get everyone's heart moving a bit.
Hi there, welcome back. You're watching Sky News Today. Campaigners say a lot more needs to be done to support young people and prevent suicides after the government announced further funding for student mental health services. Aisha Saheed has been speaking to the family of one university student who took her own life and sent us this report. A warning for you, it does contain references to suicide.
Whenever we talk about Natasha, it always brings a smile to our face, and it's because she was wonderful.
Natasha Abrahart took her own life during her second year at Bristol University. Struggling with social anxiety, her well-being deteriorated as she faced increasing pressure around a group presentation. Her department was made aware of her situation.
Natasha's flatmate actually approached the department, telling them Natasha's having suicidal thoughts and to some degree attempted it. At that point, you'd think people would pick up on it and do something. In fact, yes, they helped her to get to the GP service, but did nothing else in the department.
Ultimately, a court found the university's failures contributed to Natasha's death. At the time, Bristol said staff worked hard and diligently to support her, and that it's committed to providing the best possible support for students. The university has now applied to appeal the court's decision. The case sparked conversation around student mental health. Today, the government's committed to investing more into provisions offered at university. Student Space, the wellbeing platform, will be funded for at least the next 3 years. And £3 million has already been allocated to bridging the gap between universities and NHS services.
Some universities I've seen and heard about are great. They're very proactive in terms of the support they offer. Other universities are incredibly unproactive. And I think actually we need so much more regulation and guidance from the government.
And there's also concern around how well-trained university staff are. Sky News obtained data from 109 universities. It showed that 98% offer student-facing staff mental health training. However, it isn't mandatory in 63% of these institutions, and while 37% have some form of mandate, in most cases this doesn't cover all staff.
It should be part of the duty of care that all university staff, and that includes cleaning staff as well as lecturing staff, should have towards their students. It should be inherent in what the universities do.
4 years on, Natasha's parents continue campaigning. Even with more investment into student mental health, changes won't happen overnight. They just hope others don't go through what she did. Aisha Zahid, Sky News.
And if you've been affected by any of those issues covered in that report, you can contact the Samaritans on 116123 or via joe@samaritans.org. Let's have a look at the weather for you now.
Warm memories wherever you go. The weather, sponsored by Qatar Airways.
Well, the weather is settling down. We're going to keep some showers mainly in the north and west. It's going to be cooler and fresher for most today, although it'll still be quite warm in the far south, especially in the southeast. Southern and eastern England and the south and east of Ireland will be dry with plenty of sunshine this afternoon. Scotland, Wales, northern England, Northern Ireland and the north and west of Ireland, meanwhile, will have sunny spells and a scattering of showers. The showers will be concentrated over northern Scotland. Some may be heavy. It'll be generally light and fairly isolated elsewhere. Northern and western coastal counties, East Anglia and Kent will see a scattering of mostly light showers overnight. It's going to be mainly dry elsewhere. Long, clear spells mean it'll turn quite chilly by morning. Southern Britain will be dry with plenty of sunshine on Friday, while northern and central Britain, Ireland and Northern Ireland will have sunny spells and a scattering of mainly light showers. Temperatures will be around the August average.
The weather, sponsored by Qatar Airways.
You're watching Sky News. Coming up after this short break, as the Conservative leadership contenders prepare for tonight's Sky News debate, we look ahead at what we can expect.
Climate change is with us and it's becoming critical. But the fight back is on. Coal is under fire, whereas wind power is booming. You can now have burgers made out of these rather than those, and no need for fuel, just rely on the vital spark. I'm Tom Heap and I'm joining Sky News for special weekend editions of The Climate Show, where we'll meet the people hit by the crisis and also those delivering crafty solutions. In the end, the question is, can we reach a world that isn't based on burning stuff? Find out on The Climate Show on Sky News.
Welcome to Gabby Dave Global. We are a UK-based online e-commerce store, the first of its kind with license to trade in African products. Some of the products are clothing brands and all beauty accessories, hair and beauty brands, natural aphrodisiacs, processed and dried unprocessed food. Our mission at Gabby Dave is to connect African and Caribbean businesses to customers globally. At Gabby Dave, we ensure our sellers get the best deal for their products. We are not just here to help you reach a wider audience. We are also a distribution center to support business growth by fulfilling orders to your customers from our warehouse, making sure customers receive their products on time. We are inviting all Black-owned businesses to trade on our platform because we strongly believe Africans have a unique brand the customer would appreciate globally. So get in touch today and let us make your product and business go far. Here are some of the benefits of using Gabby Dave Global. User-friendly platform, track your shipment, online support, transparent process, multiple SKUs, multiple products, a platform that encourages manufacturers as well as traders. Our marketing and PR interventions amplifies yours. Organized products and categories for easy access and navigation. Access to global community, especially within UK and Europe.
on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamb.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamb@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. Of darkness. So what did that? Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019?
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. Of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
The best radio show.
All around the world.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
Body is your man. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Starr Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK, London. We they call them London for home. For here, we they call them London. And that's how you know. Just have fun and stay blessed.
The best radio show.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Hey there, this is Archie, and it is Starr Radio. Okay, let me say massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth, and those of you on other planets as well. We salute each and every one of you, and we want to welcome you to the Thursday edition of the morning show. Today is Thursday, the 4th of August, the year 2022. Your grace was strong enough to pick us up. So much happening when it comes to the world. You want to know more? Stay glued to your sets, don't you go away. Playing in the background, something from cover version of Travis Green's Made Away by Koda. But share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. Even as we continue, the technical team to, get their heads around the new system that we've got. So just bear with us. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Only because you made say come on mountains. You call the walls to fall with your power. Resurrection power. So good morning to my team this morning, Mr. Olayomi, Koiki, Mr. Frank Davids, Mr. Francis Guy, who are able producer behind the scenes, pulling all the strings to make sure that everything thinks along nicely. But to those of you who have tuned in from other parts of the world, namely the Americas, the Europe, Asia, Australia, and on the African continent as well, I salute each and every one of you, and I say welcome to the show once again. But from now till 12:30, I'm going to be bringing you everything that you need to know pertaining to what is going on across the globe. Let me say a special good morning to Tosino, Sir Moses, Miss, okay, is it Miss V? Yes, to all of you, all you wonderful people who tune in each day to support us on Starr Radio, okay? Well, I'm going to bring you the quote of the day, the weather forecast will follow suit, the travel update as well. Then after that, we'll go global trotting, looking at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. And then exactly at 11 o'clock, we'll have Mr. Olayomi Koiki joining in, keeping fingers and everything crossed that everything is ticking along nicely. And then we'll continue from there. Then it will continue till exactly at 12 o'clock when the lines are open for you to add your voice to the discussions wherever you might be. We continue from there, and exactly at exactly at 12:30 the curtains are brought down for the end of the program. So in that case, that's what's going to be happening to you today. So wherever you are, don't even think of touching the dial. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. Okay, don't you worry. When you have new systems, that's what happens. Yeah? Okay. All right. Now, whilst I wait for the systems to, load themselves out so that we can get you everything, let me bring you the quote for the day. The quote for the day says, there is generally a positive correlation between the effort you put into your work and the results you obtain. So, you have to put enough effort in to expect a very good reward in that stand. In that stand. Do you understand it? All right, then. I hope you do. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. Now let's move on to some of the other stories. My apologies. The travel and the weather forecast as well. Now, when it comes to the weather front, today for London and the southeast of England, we're going to be seeing this afternoon a variable amount of cloud, but there will still be some bright spells during any break. Now it will be mostly dry, another warm day. Now tonight we will have mostly cloud skies, and at first with just a few clear spells. The cloud will gradually clear overnight to leave clear skies towards dawn, staying dry throughout. And then we'll continue. Top of the temperature is going to be 25 degrees. The lowest is going to be 14 degrees. Pollen level is going to be moderate. UV level moderate. Pollution is going to be low. Sunset 20:44 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 05:28 hours. And that brings us to the end of the weather forecast for you. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's take a quick commercial break, and once we come back, I'll bring you the travel update. Stay tuned. Don't you go away.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Check it out. Keep your eyes on the road. Keep your eyes on the road.
This is Radio UK.
Okay, so keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads. I'm keeping updated. I promise I'll be on the Starr Radio UK travel update that comes your way every weekday from 10:40. It's now 10:49. So what is happening on your travel this morning? Well, on your travels, those of you in London, on the underground this morning, the Jubilee and Victoria lines have got minor delays due to train cancellations. Victoria line, whilst they also fix a faulty train on the Victoria line, but Jubilee line, due to train cancellations. That aside, all the others have got good service. DLR, London Tramlink, and London Overground, good service there as well. But keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads, and keep you navigated. Now, when it comes to the major roads in London, A13, A3, A4, Central London Red Routes, North Circular A406, South Circular A205 have all got closures there as well. But keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads as we keep you navigated, our promise, our board. Now let's move on straight to the river bus this morning. On the river bus, apart from the Woolwich ferry that is suspended, all the others have got good service. Now let's move on straight to the final segment of the travel update, that is the National Rail. On the National Rail this morning, Avanti West Coast, Grand Central, Great Northern, and London Northeastern Railway have all got minor delays. Also, Thames Link and Transport for Wales, minor delays. Northern Rail has got special service. That aside, all the others have got good service. All right then. So as I will say all the time, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your comment for today, but you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the road.
Welcome to Gabby Dave Global. We are a UK-based online e-commerce store, the first of its kind with license to trade in African products. Some of the products are clothing brands and all beauty accessories, hair and beauty brands, natural aphrodisiacs, processed and dried unprocessed food. Our mission at Gabby Dave is to connect African and Caribbean businesses to customers globally. At Gabby Dave, we ensure our sellers get the best deal for their products. We are not just here to help you reach a wider audience. We are also a distribution center to support business growth by fulfilling orders to your customers from our warehouse. making sure customers receive their products on time. We are inviting all Black-owned businesses to trade on our platform because we strongly believe Africans have a unique brand the customer would appreciate globally. So get in touch today and let us make your product and business go far. Here are some of the benefits of using Gabby Dave Global. User-friendly platform, track your shipment, online support, transparent process, multiple SKUs, multiple products, a platform that encourages manufacturers as well as traders. Our marketing and PR interventions amplifies yours. Organized products and categories for easy access and navigation. Access to global community, especially within UK and Europe.
Listen every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Prampram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prampram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me sincerely apologize to our listeners, those of you who are on the YouTube, and it seems that the interaction bit or the chat bit was sort of frozen, but it's been opened now. My apologies for that. It was due to a restart of this the program. Now let me say green for God. Green for God news. Okay, yes. Good morning and hello to you too. To as many of you who have tuned in this morning to listen and join in the conversation. As I said, we'll be having Mr. Olayomi Koiki joining in during the course of the program. But let me say good morning to Pastor Emmanuel Chidi, man of God, who has joined us on the Facebook page. Now, if you want to listen to us or join us on the Facebook, just go to just look for Archie Hammond. Archie Hammond. Okay, like Prince Archie. Archie Hammond, and then it will pop up, and then just go in there, or you go to the Starr Radio UK fan club, it will be up there as well. So whatever it is, just make sure you join in and share your take with us, whatever the situation might be. But let's move on quickly, have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. As you know, I call it what? The global trotting. Now when it comes to Nigeria, now I never said we brought in Fulani militia from Mali, Chad to win 2015 election. Baraji is saying, yesterday we did talk about that. We had Mr. Olayomi Koiki also talking about that during the Niger Voices. But he's come out to retract that statement that he made. Well, so what is he talking about? Is it that now that whatever he said is making headlines and people are thinking, whoa, is that what happened? Now he's trying to retract his statement. Well, we'll be bringing you more on that front as well. Concerns in PDP as Wike invites APC governor to inaugurate state projects. Interesting. Now, Wike seems to be a thorn in the flesh of Atiku. But this is what he's doing now. Now, do you think he's at a point of, well, country broke, country no broke, we all day inside, let's just destroy the whole thing, we all enjoy or we all suffer at it? What do you think? Now PDP chieftain dumps party for APC, and that's what he's saying. But as to whether that is true or not, and defection hits APC in Kaduna as executives, others dump the party. Obi support group slams Tinubu for wishing Peter Obi and supporters dead. Interesting. Well, why does he wish them dead? Well, we'll be looking more into that. Who is older? Who should die first? Who doesn't even know his date of birth? Or he knows that he's hiding. You know, interestingly, back in the day, I'm not saying, I mean, those are great fathers or great grandfathers who were not educated. They were the ones who, when they give birth to our parents, or some of them. Fortunately for me, it wasn't like that. So they will say, you know, the day that there was that big storm, so everybody now try to just think about they fix something in their heads and decide that is the day that they were born, or so that's what happens. But this is the case where we are talking about the APC presidential candidate wishing that the Labour Party's candidates and supporters die. Okay, so we'll be looking more into those stories as and when we have Mr. Olayomi Koiki joining in. All right then, so don't go away, just stay tuned. I'm bringing you some more stories, but that is global trotting for you. A lot more going to be coming from there. Now, when it comes to Ghana, 12 persons killed in an accident on Elmina Commander Junction Road. You look at the pictures, it's a gory one, and you don't want to talk about that at all. But the question is, because our elites or the well-to-do or whatever, what other name can I give to them, are doing great. They reckon that, well, like in Nigeria, people, those who are the elites, they are flying, so they will not be kidnapped and all sorts. But what do you think about all that? We'll be looking into all those stories in a moment. And then, if the government is building a church for God, they should get hospital beds for men too. Bulldog on no bed syndrome. Well, there are some of the stories making the rounds there, but it's interesting. A story that did happen that relates has got a connection with this is Mame Dokuno narrating how no bed syndrome contributed to Wache's death. Now Wache is one of Ghana's actors, old-time actors, comedian. He died, I think, age 52 or 54 thereabout. And the issue was that he went from hospital to hospital where they were saying that they had no bed to treat him. Therefore, they couldn't admit him, and that brought up apparently he had suffered a stroke, and because they couldn't do much about it, he died. And then, so now we have Bulldog who's saying that, well, if the government has got money that they are channeling to build a house for God, a church for God, then they should find the money to build hospitals and provide beds for men. Because apparently, when you go to the hospitals, the doctors or the management will tell you that, look, if we have beds, we have places to put them. That means that there's lack of beds. Now, why is government not prioritizing that? Well, this is a lot more going to be looking at, because they can fly out to go and treat themselves, because they've got more money, they can go to private institutions for them to be treated. Is that what is causing that? This is a lot more going to be coming your way. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, over 30 herdsmen transporting cattle involved in an accident. Oh, wow. That is a serious one. We'll be looking into that. And please, for a robbery attack on gold buying shop at Konongo. Yes. Now, scrap e-levy, COVID tax, others to reduce hardship on Ghanaians. NDC to Akufo-Addo. Let me say good morning to Miss Gold as well. And I know we have got Miss Olayomi Koiki who has joined in. I know those of you who want to follow us on the my apologies, who follow us on Facebook, and some of the other channels are having a bit of difficulty listening. But hey, as Green for God let me take it again. As Green for God News says, they share and share, please. Yes, because by so doing we are able to send our information, whatever we want to discuss, out there, and everybody will know exactly what is happening when it comes to our communities. But it's now gone 5 minutes past the top of the hour, and who best can I bring your way than the one and only still the White Lion, Mr. Olayomi Koiki. And let me say, Yomi, good morning to you.
Well, a very good morning to you back in the studio, Mr. Archie. Good morning to all our listeners and viewers from around the globe. And we say welcome once again to Starr Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Yes. How are you doing, sir?
Well, doing very good. It's been a long day so far because we've been up early as we continue our campaign and awareness for a lot of people about self-preservation of the ethnic groups. And quite a lot of conversation took place with a lot of people discussing issues, especially those that say we are Yorubas before Nigeria. And I'll be talking about that because 371 ethnic groups were locking together in one space and called the space of Nigeria.
Wow. Well, we are locked in the place where we call it the UK, okay? But wherever you are also listening to us from, it's important because we want to articulate, bring to the public or to those who matter for them to know exactly what is happening in our communities. If things need to be done, if big bodies, organizations have to do something about it, then they will help us do something about it. That's why it's important to share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones. So do so. Miss Gold, good afternoon. It says good afternoon, Miss Archie. Yes, White Lion is here as well. So we're going to be bringing you the updates from Nigeria. But Yomi, a quick one on what you looked at on the Niger Voices, because apparently there has been an information saying that, well, that statement that was made that we championed during the program, that is where one of the APC chieftains, or whoever they call him, Baraji, said that, oh, you know what, we brought in Fulani militia from Mali, Chad to win the 2015 election. He said, I never said so. So just in a nutshell, what did we talk about on the Niger Voices and link it up to this statement that has been made as well?
Well, insecurity was the focus point yesterday, during the conversation, on Niger Voices. And what is Niger Voices, for the benefit of those that listen to us, on all the platforms, across the globe. Niger Voices comes up every Wednesday on Starr Radio UK, literally between 6 p.m. till about 8:30, where we look at issues affecting Nigerians, the indigenous people in Nigeria, and likewise, the problems as well arising in the country. So Starr Radio UK brings that up every Wednesday when we look into that. But what we looked at yesterday was insecurity. And why is it so important is because today, millions of Nigerians are struggling when it comes to moving from point A to B. We had a lot of people that called into the program, which also indicate that as we talk about the issue affecting us in UK, is also affecting some of our loved ones as well. So what we eventually arrive to is Nigeria, in terms of the insecurity, viable economic wise, viable business wise, viable when it comes actually to the country itself. And I do understand that the person that spoke about the Fulani that was brought in 2015 has now also retaliate by saying that this never happened. I mean, that is not a surprise because politicians will always be politicians. But let's go back and look at that's still linked to the insecurity in Nigeria. And the headline I've got here by Olayomi, insecurity. Nigeria must defend ideas of modernity, civilization. What does it mean by that quickly? A former presidential candidate and the steward of the ruling All Progressive Congress, Mr. Gbenga Olayomi, yesterday urged Nigerians to rise in unison and embrace the ideas of peace, modernity, civilization as against the mission of some forces seekable to possibly take over the nation. So that also indicates that there is indication that some individuals that he doesn't want to talk about because he's representing APC, which is a ruling party. But I'm going to help him a little bit further because we do know that the Fulani wants to take over Nigeria. And that is the reason why we are seeing all this insecurity that is taking place in the country. He also talked about, for us to embrace the ideas of peace. How do you bring peace in a country where 371 different ethnic groups have been locked together? And the question again is, modernity and civilization. How do you tell civilization to the people in the northern part of the country that do not agree, with the Western education and likewise the civilization? So when he's talking, I believe he's talking out of not understanding actually the real problem that Nigeria is facing today.
Well, listeners, if you missed the program yesterday, you go to the Starr Radio UK and go to the YouTube channel. Yes, type in Starr Radio UK or go to the Starr Radio UK fan club. Yes, and then you can get us there. You'll see Niger Voices. Type in Niger Voices and it will pop up and you can re-listen to it and you can make your comments still. It's still live there. Yeah, you can pass your comments on that one. But Miss Olayomi, Koiki in our North London studios, I'm Archie here in the Southern studios. But looking at that, or going through the discussions once again, we'll come to the topics that you've put across that we're going to be looking at some of the stories. Now, do you think that Fulani men were brought into the country as this man allegedly said, and now doing a U-turn?
Well, he's not the first person that will give us, an inside information of the militia terrorists that have invaded the country. Even those terrorists, have actually said that, as well. Remember that the Kaduna train terrorist attack actually said that, their demand have not been met, and they will kidnap El Rufai and likewise kidnap, the president himself. Yes, there is evidence that the current dispensation brought in the militia to support them, to help them in winning the 2015 election. But the problem they're having now is, how do we return them back to those countries that have actually gone to bring them in? And this is where the issues is as we speak right now. And that is why a lot of Nigerians keep asking the question, with the insecurity in the country, are we sure that we can have a total, understanding, when it comes to, the issue itself? The issue is not going to be resolved. It will continue to grow because the government do not want to handle it, very well. It's actually handling this with a kid glove.
Well, it is quite scary. It is quite scary that if it is true that these people were brought into the country and now because they cannot return them, they are in there doing whatever. Let me ask you one question. Let's digress a bit. We'll come to the topics that we have now. How do Nigerians, in Ghana, they've introduced something like the national identification card or something, a card. They have a card that they've introduced. I think Pastor Chidi can remind me what the name is. Now they've got that card. Okay, now they are saying that even if you are going to vote, register to get your PVC, let me put it that way, that is one of the supporting documents that you can use, or maybe even the only. Now, how do Nigerians get themselves registered onto maybe the national data so that we know that, look, this person is a Nigerian, okay, and that person is a foreigner who has come to live in Nigeria and maybe have got their citizenship because maybe what exactly is going on? How do they do that?
And it's quite interesting that you went through that route, because this morning I was actually, giving a background that, if you're not born in UK, you will go through immigration and it's not a disease because, since you are not born here. And I was giving a background to how I got to this country and how the journey of my immigration took, quite a length of time between myself and the British government to allow my, my staying in the country. But the question is, during those periods, there's a particular time that you will have to go and renew, these, status, which is, while you are being reviewed, is quite actually known as Beckett houses in a London Bridge, and they have them across the country as well. If you have to miss an appointment, you become an illegal immigrant straight away. The question you ask is, how come, we cannot trace, the lines of people that are, terrorizing Nigerians? Remember that we talked about the man yesterday, Mr. Sulaiman, his name, that was actually held in the captivity for more than 4.5 months, and eventually when he came out, this is what it looks like. But the government actually refused, to give us why the line that was being communicated with his family to the terrorists, even though a lot of Nigerians are forcefully asked to go and sign, for the name, and they have the database, but to link it together seems that the government is so much compromised, because in this country, the line will have been able to be traced to know the precise location where the terrorists were keeping this man for 4.5 months. And the question is the database that we have in Nigeria at the moment, is it legal or also as an illegal document? But a lot of Nigerians keep asking the question, but the government continue to defend that they are doing all their best, to secure Nigeria.
Do you feel secure if you are listening to us in Nigeria, or those of you in the diaspora? I mean, looking at everything, do you think you feel secure? Now, Green for God says there, he says PVC can't work for us Yoruba. He says it can't work. All that they want is Yoruba Nation now, flying the flag of Yoruba. It is Starr Radio UK. Updates from Nigeria with Mr. Olayomi, Koiki in North London studios and Archie in the South studios. Just hold on and let's go back to Yomi for some of the other stories. Now, pay rise. Federal government excludes state varsities. ASU kicks. Now we know that ASU has been on strike for what? I don't know, what, a year plus now.
6 months now.
6 months. Okay, 6 months. So I was going, being a bit lazy. Now, so 6 months, and students have been at home. This is affecting students big time. Now, when there was a rise of pay, well, we know that inflation is affecting everybody in Nigeria. Okay, not that the ASU people are maybe exonerated or maybe shielded from it, so they are also facing the same thing. Now, the government could have used that as a carrot to pull them in by saying that, look, we've raised your salary by so why did government fail to do that? Or is it that they don't care about education at all?
Well, the problem between the federal government and the ASU seems to be not the first time, with this particular government. Even the government that were there previously, the PDP also had a lot of issues as well. And most times when you get into the university for a 3-year course, you could end up spending 5 years, because out of the 5 years, 2 years becomes a strike as well. The industrial dispute between the federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Nigeria, Academic Staff Union of University, may worsen following the insistence of the Federal Ministry of Education that its proposed arrangement with the union will not be binding on the state university. According to the spokesman of the Federal Ministry of Education, Ben, in an interview, says in Abuja yesterday, explaining that the federal government could not dictate to the state on education as it is a concurrent legislative list. Yes, but the question again is, the government will not also allow the state to talk about the police force, as we do know that the 1999 Constitution do not allow each of the states to empower and give their own directives. The directive must come from center, which is the capital city, by the Inspector General of Police. A committee that was led by the Pro-Chancellor of the Federal University of Lokoja, Professor Nimin Bridge, reportedly recommended 180% pay rise for lecturers, but the government was said to have favored 100% increase. It was gathered that the Ministry of Finance, Education, Labor, Employment, Budget Office of the Federation, Office of the Head of Service of Federation, and the National Salaries Incomes were still working out the final details of the proposal. So that literally means that since February 14 this year that the strike has embarked, nobody knows when the student will be returning back to the classes for lectures.
Well, so if you're a student in Nigeria listening to us this morning, what do you even think about what is happening to your education? Well, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Prince Abimbola says, good morning, Mr. Archie and White Lion. Yoruba Nation has come to stay. The government brought the Fulanis into the country, and we need self-determination to go separate ways for peace to reign. Well, keep your comments coming through, because we don't know. I don't know. I mean, how do you know that this is a Fulani man from Nigeria? Okay, or we know that there are some Fulani men from Nigeria. We have one of their chiefs who actually joins on the program as well. So I'm not sure exactly how that is, but those who have come from outside, how do you know that, identify that this one is an outsider from Mali, from blah blah blah, and they are misbehaving, and therefore you want them out of the country? Well, you want to share your comments, feel free to do so, but it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Now let's hop on straight to the military, and still on the insecurity issue. We'll come to the finance thing where we're talking about the deficit there. Now the military remains neutral, fair to all. Has the military actually remained neutral when Chief Sunday Igboho's residence was attacked? Now they said they were virtually where they know that he didn't have arms, as they were saying that he was arming himself or arming his group or acquiring more arms to attack or to overthrow government or whatever is going on. So what does the military commander mean by saying that the military is neutral? Neutral to what?
Well, Major General Ibrahim Ali, the commander Operation Safe Haven that was established in 2010, also comprises the Nigerian Navy, the Nigerian Air Force, the police, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, and Department of the State Security. They are currently in charge of lives and property in Plateau State, Bauchi, and some part of the southern Kaduna, where there's been a lot of problem when it comes to the insecurity. According to the police component, consists of the Mobile Police and Special Investigation Bureau. Ali, who is also the General Office Commander 3 Division of the Nigerian Army, Rukuba near Jos. Jos is also a very high-prone area when it comes to the insecurity in the country. Made this known when he received a delegation from the Center for Humanitarian Dialogue. Remember that we now have so many Nigerians that have now become IDP or have to leave their particular community looking for the safe haven. According to what we know, he said that the ops adopted non-kinetic strategies towards eradicating violent tendency that could lead to the chaos in the society. He also maintained that the operation has zero tolerance for human rights violation. That we do know that there is quite a lot of human rights violation by the Nigerian security, and I'm talking about each and every one of them. One was taking off his position after boasting that the money that he collects on the road, he will not even stop that, even if his boss says so, because his boss is taking more than what is expected to take on the road, extorting Nigerians as well. He didn't know that it was being recorded, but I can say now that it's now been removed from that same position. He maintained that the operation has zero tolerance on human rights violation, adding that its target is to create a more secure environment for the actualization of steady growth and development. But the question is, do we have evidence that there is human rights violation when it comes to the situation in Nigeria? We do know that because there is evidence based to that. Earlier, the leader of the delegation, Project Association of the organization, Mrs. Oluwafemi, lauded up for responding to security threat based on credible information provided by it. She said the group has made huge contribution towards influencing the lives of troublemakers in the society to embrace peace. I'm not sure how, again, we're going to embrace peace with people that do not want peace in the first place.
You said it. I mean, they don't want peace. So how do you actually talk peace with them? Well, but there is the insecurity. Nigeria must defend ideals of modernity and civilization. Now we look at how the South has actually developed and everything down there, and I mean the technology and everything. Now we know those who have come from this Boko Haram ideology, where they're talking about the fact that they don't want anything. I mean, no Western education, so virtually trying to be or find themselves in that old ancient world when they were riding on camels and stuff like that. That's what they want to do. So what is this story about there as well, pertaining to the insecurity of Nigeria?
Well, I mean, the insecurity of Nigeria is a big issue today, but as much as a lot of Nigerians, continue to want to know why the government is not doing enough, and that takes me back to yesterday. We talked about the Inspector General of Police, security threat, and having meetings, with all the commissioner from the 36 states. And I go back to what we have this morning. Security threat. Inspector General of Police has now orders crime mapping, massive deployment to vulnerable areas. The reason why attacks happen in our community, whether in the northeast, the northwest, or the southwest, or the southeast, or the middle belt, is because there are not enough resources, to defend and help those communities. The Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, met with the strategic police managers, Assistant Inspector General of Police, Commissioner of Police, and the Force Management Team yesterday in Abuja at the Goodluck Jonathan Peacekeeping Hall, First Headquarters in Abuja, to x-ray the general security of the nation, as well as make positive, proactive projections on the management. Will this work? We will have to wait and see again, because this is not the first time that such is being asked or being told or having this kind of meeting. The government of the day, we've lost count how many times Buhari have continuously say having meeting with its own security agency, but yet the insecurity is still a threat as election also is getting closer in 2023.
Now, the Senate threat against him, where they were talking about the fact that the president, if he doesn't see to sort the security issues in the country, giving him 6 weeks to sort it out. What has been their action? Have they now decided to back off, or what is going on there as well?
Well, they've now actually back out. They're still, standing on that, and as we continue to monitor and look at the countdown to that. I mean, I believe a week already is coming through, and that means we have 5 weeks. Between now and 5 weeks, we will see how much more terrorism activities that is taking place in Nigeria, how many community has been displaced, and how many Nigerians are suffering the injustice, as just like we said yesterday, with one of our beautiful sister that coming up to our final year at one of the university technical school in Nigeria. Eventually she was killed, even though 5 million naira ransom was paid. We're talking about Rachel Okpadele that was adopted on the 29th of July 2022, just under 6 days ago. It is reason why she was adopted was because she's meant to be in the university or the technology Ladoke Akintola University of Technology Ogbomosho, where she's schooling for her final year. But because ASU has been on strike since February, she probably decided to take a part-time job somewhere within an hotel where she was eventually kidnapped. Ransom was asked, ransom was paid, but yet 2 people that was kidnapped died. The person that took the money down eventually escaped with a bullet wound. And we continue to pray for her and her family this morning on Starr Radio UK. But the question remains again is, with this insecurity, what more would happen in the next 5 weeks that would determine the fate of the current president, Muhammadu Buhari?
Well, what will determine the fate after 5 weeks? When the 6 weeks is up, what would they do? Would they gag them, or anyone making that noise? Would they send the security against them after them? Well, you want to know a lot more of that? You have to make sure that every weekday from 11 o'clock or from 10 o'clock the morning show comes your way, but 11 o'clock updates from Nigeria comes your way with Mr. Olayomi Koiki. So make sure you always locked on to listen to us. Now let's move on to some of the other stories making the rounds in Nigeria. Over to you, sir.
Not a very good one coming from Kwara State, where a 17-year-old, for failing his exam, have now allegedly commit suicide. What a very sad one. A 17-year-old student of Offa Grammar School of a local government area of Kwara State in the southwest of Nigeria, identified as Adegoke Adeyemi, has reportedly committed suicide as a result of his failure to gain promotion to the next class. Adegoke, who was found hanging on a tree, according to the police source, decided to take his life because of his failure to pass his promotional examination from SS1 to SS2. I remember while I was in secondary school, I finished in 1995 from Abeokuta Grammar School in the southwest of Nigeria, and yes, there could be pressure, especially when you get to the senior class and then you eventually could not make it to the next class. If you do not have the right, psychological support, it could be very difficult, because you are actually leaving your colleagues, moving to the next class, but then, the junior ones will be meeting you in the new class. But because, the way the educational system has been structured in Nigeria, this shouldn't have been pressure on us. But as we say, if this is still happening in 2022, it shows the backwardness of the educational system in the country as we speak. So we pray for the family and the soul of the young boy, because 17 years old, he had no reason to be under any pressure. I know you want me to come back to the studio, and I'm going to come back now.
Yeah, it's quite a sad story there. Now you look at this place where children are going to school, and they talk about the fact that mental health, and when somebody is stressed, they have all the psychologists in the schools to help them out, so that they don't. If the person fails the exams or they are not doing very well, they don't psychologically get affected and end up taking their lives. But is there anything of the sort when it comes to the educational system in Nigeria at all, whether from the primary to secondary to universities? Is there anything of the sort?
Well, like I said, I left almost some 23 years ago, and we're still experiencing where anyone in a university or even a secondary school believe that if I do not pass a particular exam, that become a pressure, and then it leads to committing suicide. I think what should have happened is there should be a support system. They should be able to tell students that it is not a do or die. If you don't pass, there's quite a lot of people that doesn't even go to school. Since we've been here, you go to work, people become more well trained in that job after being there for years. But the problem in Nigeria is there's a pressure from the families, there's a pressure from your colleagues, and also pressure from the society as well. And that doesn't even mean that as we saw that even a final year that eventually got to the university, as we talked about, our sister that was killed, Rachel, eventually died in the hands of terrorism, in the country that is meant to protect her in the first place. The question then is, who should be responsible for making sure that students are not really under pressure? We do know that we have similar things there in UK, but we also have a support system to support anyone going through a difficult time.
But do we have an apprenticeship system in there where, because not everybody who has got the head for books. Okay, there are some others who are very good at with their hands and stuff like that. Is the education system in Nigeria? I know that you left a long time ago, so it's quite
that's
difficult.
what we have, the technical school. We have the technical school where, I mean, if you are not good, education-wise, you can good in your, using your hands, and then you could become, going to those technical school. But the problem is the technical school itself, as of today, is not well equipped. And if you look at the young girl that we've been talking about, she's actually in a technical school in Wales. Ladoke Akintola University of Technology is a kind of a technical school, to support individuals as well.
Well, because we have lots of talent, and I think we are making them go to waste. Now, this young man who has died, who knows? He could have been one of the best mechanics or best engineers or best, bricklayer or maybe a builder or something of the sort. But look, he's lost his life. And there are people, they will have somebody who is a minister of education still sitting in his office enjoying all his specs and whatever things that is there. But it is Starr Radio UK, 11:32 the time, the morning show. Miss Olayomi Koiki bringing you updates from Nigeria. But let me acknowledge Tony. He says hello. Okay, have I done it well? Good. Let's go back to Yomi for some more of the stories making the rounds there. Over to you, sir.
It seems after the row, the outrage of Nigerians, by the the information that came out about Niger Republic of donation of almost 1.1 billion naira by the federal government to buy SUV V8 precisely. And if you don't know what that looks like, I think we allow our engineer to bring the picture up. So this is a vehicle that was donated to the Niger Republic by the federal government of Nigeria to the tune of 1.1 billion. But this morning, the headline also now have it that yesterday the FCT security have also now approved by the federal government 2.6 billion for purchases of vehicles and security equipment. The question then is, should we not have known about what happened in Niger Republic? Would the government have approved 2.6 billion for purchase of vehicles and equipment? The Federal Executive Council has approved the procurement of utility vehicles, security gadget accessories to support security agencies operating within the FCT at the sum of 1.835 billion naira. Given the details of the purchase after the FEC meeting on Wednesday, the Minister of FCT, Muhammadu Bello, disclosed that 60 utility vehicles with communication gadget will be bought at that amount and delivered within 2 months. Let's hope nobody, or no snake or monkey, will eventually swallow the money. So these are the ones that we have according to information that was delivered to Niger Republic, and that has literally created a lot of row in Nigeria. Let me take us now to some of the more other headlines this morning. As we say, this is Starr Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. Nigeria's budget deficit has now hit 30.58 trillion naira in the last 7 years. What a very staggering figure there. The budget deficit has risen to at least 30.58 trillion in the last 7 years. This is according to the data from the Budget Implementation Report for the third and the fourth quarters of 2015, the fourth quarters of 2016, 17, 18, 19, 2020, the first 3 quarters of 2021, and the first 4 quarters of 2022. According to budget deficit occurs when expenses exceed the revenue. We are not actually getting a lot of revenue into the country, but yet our expenses continue to be grown up almost on a yearly basis. According to analysis of the report, the Budget Office of Nigeria website revealed that Buhari administration had spent at least 54.98 trillion on budget implementation since its inception, but has only financed this spending with 24.39 trillion, leaving a deficit of 30 trillion. The breakdown of some of these expenses revealed that the present administration has spent at least 23 trillion on personal cost, pension, overhead cost, presidential amnesty program, and other service wide vote and special intervention, just as 1-point-something billion was donated to the neighboring country. So the question then is, according to the report, this deficit financing has been largely financed by government borrowing. The budget implementation report for Q4 2015, the federal government has arranged rise short-term credit from the CBN, the Central Bank of Nigeria, through the mechanism of ways and means subject to ceiling. So you can see that we are actually, borrowing, staggering amount of money, to pay the cost of, pension, to pay all kind of things. And the question then is, for how long, are we going to be in this? And the document titled Public Consultation on the Draft 2023 to 2025, it was presented by the Minister of Finance and Budget and National Planning, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed. So we're not getting a lot, but we're actually spending so much in the last 7 years of this government. Now let's take you back to some of the more other headlines that we have coming out of Nigeria. The National Assembly leader Fred Raleigh, security chiefs for protections. What do we understand? The National Assembly has expressed fears over the worsening insecurity in the country, particularly the recent attacks on the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, by the terrorists. Following the worsening insecurity, the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, yesterday summoned the security chiefs to a marathon meeting, which he described the situation as the most frightening. And it could be frightening because if the terrorists can now have upper hand in the Federal Capital Territory, that literally means that no part of the country is safe no longer. Also at the meeting, the senator advised the security chiefs on how better to protect the FCT and the country in general. The various House of Representative Committee on Security had similar meeting with the security chief last Friday over the development. What is all this going to be? The outcome is the question. Let us remember that a week ago today, suspected terrorists launched attack on soldiers at the checkpoint at Zuma Rock, a few kilometers from the nation's capital city. Starr Radio UK, your finest African Caribbean radio station in London, and now takes me to what is happening on the social media, and then I'm going to come back to you in the studio at exactly 11:39. What a good news, as the adopted Nollywood actor Cynthia Okereke and Clemson Connell have been released. Remember that they were kidnapped sometime last week. The Actor Guild of Nigeria has announced the release of its members. Cynthia Okereke and Clemson Connell have been released by their adopter. The Nollywood actor were adopted last week, Friday, 29th of July in Enugu, while the same day, 29, remember our sister Rachel was also adopted. She never made it, but let's say thank you to those that probably have raised money, because I do know that they would not have been released without paying some kind of money to the terrorists as well. So now it looks like terrorism is a massive business in Nigeria today, and that has only been allowed because the federal government of Nigeria has given room to that as well. Once again, this is your finest African and Caribbean radio station, and I'll come back again to you in the studio. But before coming back, I would like to say that also Katrina Lang, good to meet the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi today, which was yesterday. Hear about his ideas for Nigeria's economic and security and development and priorities ahead. But a lot, and she actually closed her comment section on Twitter, because I'm sure she would have been bombarded with a lot of questions to why Nigeria is Nigeria today after the British government put Nigeria together. So it shows that the Twitter handle of Katrina Lang knows the power of the Twitter, that she did not allow comment section on her page at all.
Well, definitely he wouldn't allow that. But let me acknowledge a couple of people, and then we'll go through a couple of the stories that you put across, and then we can run up the discussions. Sir Moses Alanu, yes, good morning Archie and Koiki, and it says thanks for the update. Odua today says Eku Eto, and then Green for God News says share. So it's continuing to encourage you to continue to share. But it's Starr Radio UK updates from Nigeria. Now, you owe me a quick one. Now, the vehicles that were purchased, that were purchased for Niger. Now, what explanation did government give to it? Is it to help them combat security in that part of the world?
Yeah, that's the purpose and the reason for that. And the government also says, it's not the first time that, they're helping the neighboring countries, even though the reason why we knew about this was because it was, exposed by an investigative journalist in Nigeria known as David Odoye. He's actually out of Nigeria as well because of his life was under threat just after the NSAS 2 years ago.
Okay. Now, one other story which you've not touched on. Well, now, how come that Tinubu is wishing Peter Obi and his supporters dead? What is happening? Do you have any information pertaining to that?
Well, not literally Tinubu. I'll take you through to that story, and it's actually trending. There's a journalist known as Sam Omotesheye. He's a Nigerian most decorated columnist, and also an article writer as well. But actually, he wrote an article about Peter Obi at the paper that we believe is owned by Tinubu. The Nation is owned by the current presidential candidate of the APC, and in there he talked about all kind of things, but link obituary into it as well. But there was now a kind of a situation that backfired. Let me give you what he wrote, because I think I've got it right in front of me, as that is still loading. Once again, this is Starr Radio UK. So as a lot of the followers of Peter Obi have now come very hard on him, and then he actually then went back on Twitter while we're waiting for that to load, and he actually said, and I quote, if I go back to his timeline on Twitter, that should anything happen to him, he will hold Peter Obi responsible for that, and the reason for that again is because of the threat, according to him, by the followers of Peter Obi, even though he was the one that started the conversation. This is it, on August 2nd, he said on his Twitter handle, Mr. Peter Obi, call your supporters to order. They are calling and issuing death threat. If anything happens to me, you will be held responsible. But this is what he actually wrote that led to the followers of Peter Obi attacking him. The headline was obituary. Obi with a space and then Chuari. So you can see that he actually put that out on the 1st of August. And it says, suddenly it is all quiet on the Eastern Front. No street hawkers or flag waving or mourning over a yellow sun. No hooting, no baying in the public. The rabble no longer rags. Fewer wonder what happened to Nnamdi Kanu crowd. Some wonder if they are withering. So you can see that when they say young guys sit down, trouble go look for him, is exactly what has actually happened. I mean, yes, he's a journalist, but whatever you say, especially with some of these supporters, especially the Peter Obi, and likewise others as well, they will definitely want to defend that. So this is what led to that conversation that leads to that headline that you just read out not too long ago.
Well, listeners, that is for you. You know that we want to make sure that you know everything. But breaking news coming through, breaking news. The former Deputy Senate President, Ike Ekweremadu, will remain in prison until October 31st, as the case has been adjourned again. Ekweremadu appeared in court on Thursday. Will remain in custody as the judge adjourned the case till the end of October for a hearing. And this is a case pertaining to the organ harvesting and a minor issue that is going on. Now, do you want to react to that before we we
won't say much on that, because I remember we were there, the last time. Yes, we were aware that Ike Ekweremadu will be appearing in the court today, but we couldn't make it down there, for one reason or the other. But yes, the wife has been granted bail. If we can just update on that, some few weeks back. But like you said, the situation at the Old Bailey this morning shows that a criminal case has started, and it's not going to be going on anytime soon, because there's still an alleged organ harvesting and also facilitating a travel, no longer of a minor, but someone for also interest to the British government. So like you just said on that breaking news, it will still be remanded, as we know, and then the court case will be coming up again where we might be able to attend when the right time comes for the new date as well. But once again, this is what we can say on Ike Ikirimadu case as it's ongoing here in the United Kingdom.
Okay, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. We're going to be bringing the update to a close. But before we do that, Yomi.
Well, I would like to say thank you so much again to those that joined us during the program yesterday on Starr Radio UK, Niger Voices. Make sure you tune in next week as we're going to be looking at more information as well and more details as well. But for now, I'm going to take one from the Biafra. Aloy Ejimako is one of the legal representatives of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and he says, and I quote here, Mr. Kanu criticism of the government of Nigerian position on the Biafra question is protected under his right to freedom of opinion and expression and cannot be basis for the deprivation of liberty of United Nations 20th of July 2022. So just like the Yoruba are also saying that they do not want to be part of this space called Nigeria that was put together in 1914, and that is where the question remains is, who are we? And if we are not truly Nigerians, why then is it difficult to go back to where we were before the 1914? And that is where there was a particular brother, Mr. Moyo Okedeji, and this is what he had to say before we come back to you and finish it up. Who are you? With a question mark. We often talk of three ethnic groups: Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. But in reality, we are a lot more than these. Do you belong to any of the following 371 ethnic groups in Nigeria? With a question mark. If not, write your ethnic group here and tell us the state in which you are classified. Which way Nigeria? Sonny Okoso asked in the 80s. And the question mark again. Which way to go now? With a question mark as well. And likewise, the British brought it together, all these 371 people, into one space and called the space Nigeria. That was in 1914. They didn't ask us whether or not we wanted to live together as one people and one country. What shall we do now? With a question mark. Which way to go? Question mark. It is a confusing situation. Can we share the same name, heritage, destiny, and future? Question mark. Which way Nigeria? Question mark. Which way to go? Question mark. And if put there, tell us if you can find your group properly located in the proper state in Nigeria, and if not, let us know. So it's actually written out all the the state with each of the indigenous group out there. Quite an interesting one that was put out on his Facebook page some 8 hours ago. And who is he? If we just give a bit of background of who he is an art history professor at the University of Texas at Houston, also studied at University of Wisconsin, and also studied at the University of Ile-Ife in Yoruba land, but presently residing in America.
Well, interesting. On that last piece that you've read or you put across, my question is, the minor tribes or groupings in the South, okay, let me put it that way, what are their take pertaining to the breakaway? Because those are big, so Yoruba, you talk about Igbo, you talk about the Northerners, the Hausas, so you look at that, those are big, but underneath them, there are smaller sets or other groupings that are quite not as big as this, and therefore their voices are not being heard. Do you think that maybe we are ruling over them or something? What are they thinking? How are they perceiving the whole thing?
Well, I mean, it depends on what Nigeria is actually doing to each of the ethnic groups, in terms of the structure Nigeria is as of today. I mean, yes, each of the other ethnic groups, especially the smaller ones, will be very, very concerned. They'll be fragile in terms of where would they be. Some do not want to be part of Biafra, even though some might want to be part of the Biafra nation. Some will probably want to have their own new system, if they are coming from the middle belt, or majority also might like to come into the Southers as well. So you're quite right. It's something to look into. It's something to talk about. How are they feeling? Maybe something that we can discuss on Wednesday coming on Niger Voices. But one thing we can say is majority of Nigerians today would definitely have to at some point understand that there are ethnic groups, not Nigeria, as the British government have told us before 1914. And yes, we have lived side by side. in terms of large, when you go back to the Oyo Empire was a very big and one of the biggest empire, tracing back to the history today. But yet, because of the European, as at the time, wanted to take as much, and now divided, the Africa as we saw it today, during what we discussed yesterday, the Berlin conference, where 14 European countries decided to take whatever they wanted to take out of it as well. But today, I understand that even though we have different ethnic groups in Nigeria, the smaller ones would also prefer to be out of Nigeria as of today. I was actually watching a particular video that was posted from Canada, I believe, where the young man from the Yoruba tribe traveled to Canada. Maybe he's going to be living there. He was actually jubilating that he has actually been free from Buhari's government.
Wow.
And the video has actually gone viral across the the community on social media.
Of course, you will have to celebrate, because looking at all this insecurity and everything, high cost of living and everything, if you're out, wouldn't you jubilate? Somebody will be flying like no man's business. Well, Yomi, let me say thank you very much for that wonderful update.
Thank you so much, Mr. Archie. And for those of you that are watching, stay tuned with Mr. Archie this morning. And then we will come back again same time tomorrow. My name is Olayomi Koiki. And I say very good morning. I'll be back again same time tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Well, listeners, that was Mr. Olayomi Koiki bringing you updates from Nigeria. It's now gone 7 minutes to the top of the hour. That's 7 minutes to 12. The time, the morning show, the program. I'm Archie. I'm going to be with you for the next 37 minutes, but let me acknowledge Green for God News says thumbs up, and then Moses Olaniran says Archie is what one is Archie? Is it white what? Okay, and Olayomi is white lion. Okay, is it white chimp or white lion? No. Okay, Ruth, we love you to bits, and thank you very much for joining us as well. As many of you who are on the Facebook as well, we're trying to get our technical team to sort out a few issues for us. Some people wanted to suspend us, but hey, we are here to bring you the best in everything. So continue to stay tuned. Don't you go away. I'm going to bring you some music. And after that, we'll continue with some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. I am Archie, here, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
The problem of Africa is the lead. Africa. Who run things? The problem of Africa is the lead. Africa. Who run things? Them all go to universities. Universities award them degrees. Big degrees. Big degrees. MSc in stealing. Bachelor of Arts.
This is Starr Radio UK.
The problem of Africa is the lead. Africa. Who run things? The problem of Africa is the lead. Africa. Who run things? Them all go to universities. Universities award them degrees. Big degrees. Big degrees. MSc Another degree. Bachelor of Arts in Discipline. MSc in Embezzlement. The problem of Africa is the lead. Africa. Who run things, who run things, who run things. The problem of Africa is the lead. Africa. Who run things, who run things, who run things. Some of them went to London, London School of Fools, where they were awarded degrees in foolishness, PhD in stupidity, MSc in foolishness, PhD in dishonesty, PhD in recklessness, Bachelor of Arts in selfishness, MSc.
This is Starr Radio UK.
BSc maladministration, PhD in quasi-attempt, PhD pull him down, MSc in kill your donkey. The problem of Africa is the lead. Africa. Who run things, who run things, who run things.
This is Starr Radio. Starr Radio UK.
Africa. Who run things, who run things, who run things.
Okay, that is the problem of Africa. Is the lead who run things. They run it the way that they want to run it and make sure that they are enjoying it. And others, you can go to all right then. But let me say good morning. Thank you very much to Green for God News. So thank you, brother, for Starr Radio UK. Okay, from Starr Radio UK. Yes, Archie, Green for God, and thank you very much for joining us as well. And as many of you who have joined us this morning, I say massive good day to you. Now let's move on straight to the stories making the rounds across the globe. But let me open the lines because, as I said, the program is finishing exactly in the next 30 minutes. Now, 0208-133-2257 or 58 is the number. 0208-133-2257 or 58. Now, those of you in the US, Canada, or the Caribbean area, it is 001718303273. 001718303273. To text or WhatsApp is 0753966117. For our Twitter handle is Starr Radio UK, and email address is info@starradiouk.com. All right then. So whatever you do, whatever happens, make sure you share your take or what is on your mind with us, as others have done also. Now let's move on to some other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world as well. When it comes to Ghana, as I did say, where a gory accident that has happened there, but we'll not touch on that. No Ghana card, no voting. EC wants prospective voters. And it's quite should I say, worrying trend that seems to be going on there. It's quite a worrying one, but the Deputy Chairman of the Electoral Commission in charge of corporate services has warned prospective voters to obtain a Ghana card, since that will be a requirement for voting in the 2024 election. Now, speaking on Wednesday, Dr. Bosman Asari said, without a Ghana card, no one will not be registered to vote. This, he said, is because the Ghana card has made an impact on our society, with almost 70 million Ghanaians registered for it. Now, it goes on to say, the commission in collaboration with our partners took the decision that now let us have the Ghana card as the main requirement. So what this means is that as soon as you acquire your Ghana card with a continuous registration, you just go to our district office where you are located. Then you go and register your name. We put on the roll of voters, he said. Now, for this reason, he used the opportunity to encourage citizens between the ages of 15 to 18 to register for their Ghana card, so that as soon as you turn 18, then you present it to the registration office. Then instantly you are going to be registered as well. But that's a good one. But the thing is, have they actually had a discuss with the opposition party for them to, to allay their fears? You get it. So put all this there. So we think that this is the only way to authenticate it. Now, if genuinely people have acquired these cards, as people are saying that when it comes to birth certificates, there are fictitious ways of getting it back there, and therefore they think that it's not authentic for identification. Some have talked about the fact that there are no pictures. You don't have pictures on birth certificates, and therefore they think that initially people have to be using their passports or some other documents that. But when it comes to Ghana, how many Ghanaians have got passports? I remember back in the day when my mom had a passport. It expired a long time ago. But she didn't want to travel. She didn't. So she wouldn't want to. Go renew or anything. So it's not a document that she can use. So if people find themselves in such situation, and therefore the only way forward is using the Ghana card, I think that there should be some flexibility in getting people to acquire the Ghana card. And once that is put in place, how do you even get a Ghana card? They are talking about getting people to come and witness for you. It's all cumbersome, isn't it? Well. It is already 4 minutes past 12 the time, the morning show, the program. Now, one important story before we come to other parts of the world. Now, scrap e-levy, COVID tax others to reduce hardship on Ghanaians, NDC to Akufo-Addo. The opposition National Democratic Congress has called on the Akufo-Addo government to repeal the Electronic Levy Act in order to reduce what they describe as economic hardship on Ghanaians. According to the party, the government might also consider the immediate removal of the COVID levy and also scrap the special petroleum tax on fuel products to ease Ghanaians with economic difficulties. Now, at a press conference addressed by its National Communications Officer Sammy Jemfi on Wednesday, the NDC said cost of living today is unbearable, leading to so many individuals and households going hungry, broken marriages, and many falling further below poverty line. The party demanded the immediate repeal of the obnoxious and counterproductive e-levy act of 1.5% on Momo and other electronic transactions, the immediate repeal of the punitive COVID-19 levy of 1% on the VAT flat rate, and the National Health Insurance levy. Now, if government decides to take all these taxes off, now where would they get money to see to the economy, to run the economy, to pay themselves? Where would they get those monies from? And that's why I'm of the view that they would still say, no, we're going to go on. But it could be means tested, so that when it comes to fuel, okay, there are people who can afford, those who are buying SUVs, they can afford to do so. But it's the case where somebody who is just doing this trotro or commercial driving, trying to just make, if the prices go up, they also push their how much they charge, their charges up as well. But it's the case where I'm of the view that if it's means tested, then those who are using SUVs will have to pay for themselves, and the others can also go on as well. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 6 minutes past the top of the hour. Let's just move on. Now, let's move on to some other stories that have been put across, and it's quite an interesting one pertaining to. Let me. I'm trying to look for that story. Just bear with me. My apologies, please. My apologies. It was one of the important ones that I wanted to touch on today, and that pertains to government not providing enough beds in hospitals. The hospitals not having enough beds, and therefore no bed syndrome causing people to lose their lives. Now, a couple of days ago, we did announce the death of one of Ghana's actors or actresses. Okay, and okay, so I've got a story. Let me bring your way. It's an actor, that is Archie, who ended up dying on a stretcher. It's not a stretcher. Yeah, stretcher. Yeah. Whilst because he couldn't get a bed to be treated on after moving from around 3 hospitals. Now, CEO of Bull House Entertainment, Nanaisia Hansen, also known as Bulldog, says as the government is working on building a church for God, they should also think of acquiring more hospital beds for humans. Now, speaking, he said, these are things that our people in power should look at. We are building a church for God. I think we should get beds for men, he said. Now, he goes on further to say, this comes after the veteran actors Grace Omabo and Bob Smith Jr. stated that the lack of vacant beds in certain hospitals in Accra led to the actor Prince Yosin's death. Now, according to the actors, when Prince Yosin's health situation got critical, he was quickly rushed to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, where they were told that there were no beds available. The actor was then rushed to the Ridge Hospital, only to be given the same story, no beds. And then, lastly, the actor, popularly known as Archie, was taken to the 37 Military Hospital, where he was sustained for a few hours before he bit the dust. Now, the lack of vacant beds in the first 2 hospitals, which caused a delay in obtaining treatment for Mr. Yosin, according to the deceased colleagues, contributed to his death. Now, Bulldog opined that the late actor would have probably been alive if he had been admitted at the first hospital he was rushed to. Maybe if they had treated him the first time the thing happened, it would have prolonged the timing a little bit, said Bulldog. Now, why couldn't they even give him a first aid there? Say to him first, before even saying that, okay, now move him to another hospital because we don't have the means to support that. But well, sad thing that continues to happen in our part of the world. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Don't you go away. Let's now look at one other story from the African front, and then we continue. Now, the DRC UN mission regret decision to expel its spokesperson. Well, we know that there were some clashes with the UN forces there and the protesters in that part of the world as well. Okay. Now, about a month plus, we did talk about some Ivorian soldiers who have been held in Mali. They were sent there for another UN or a collaboration security work that they had to go to that part of the world or the Saharan Africa region. Now, talks on bringing home 49 Ivorian soldiers detained in Mali are ongoing, but any result could take time, a spokesman from Ivory Coast government said on Wednesday. Now, Ivory Coast has favored dialogue. Discussions are underway. Everything is being done so our soldiers can return to their families, government spokesman Amadou Kolebali has said. But it could take time, he said. Ivory Coast says the soldiers were unfairly detained at Bamako's airport on July 10 after being sent to provide backup for the UN peacekeeping mission in Mali, MINUSMA. They said their role within the mission was well known to the Malian authorities. Now, Mali's military-led government, however, says they were detained after landing on a special flight without supporting documents and has described them as mercenaries. Now, how can you have a whole flight 49 people landing in your international, one of your airports, and you saying that, look, you guys are all terrorists. I mean, if they are real